Could I give a quick story about what happened to me this week?
Absolutely.
Because I think it really illustrates this beautifully. So I had been abstinent from alcohol for 33 years. And when I was sitting in our session Monday and listening to the description of pylorrhea, I was freaking out. Like I pretty much disassociated. I couldn't participate. Like I just completely was like, holy shit, what did I just discover? Or what did Jolene help me just discover? Okay, so I did a deep dive into the questionnaire quickly, 25 out of 36, a nice high 71%. And then I listened immediately to the podcast. I went to the store Tuesday, got zinc and a B6 complex. Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, and this morning, these are the first 3 days in my entire adult life that I can remember being hungry before 9 o'clock in the morning and wanting to eat breakfast.
Wow.
After 33 years of working on my emotional stuff and doing my trauma therapy 5 years ago, I just did a deep dive into all the trauma work. I know myself. Trust me. I know every creaky little joint. I know when I need to go to the chiropractor. I won't go on and on and on about all my toolbox. I think I shared one time that my current therapist has told me you have enough tools.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What I didn't have was zinc and B6. And I am telling you guys, the last 5 years, the amount of beating up of myself that I've done in the evenings because of this horrible, crappy, binging, obsessive food thing that I've done at the end of every day, and beating myself up because I'm emotionally eating. And I know that I thought I had already, that I was using all my other tools to deal with my emotional shit. And my body couldn't stop. And I'd have good days and bad days and ups and downs, and it's affect every single part of my life. And, another layer of my silent suffering. So if you asked a word today, my word today was blessed. Okay, I've had another huge breakthrough. I had to hold myself to not going nuts, right? Because an addict like me and the way that I do things, I do a deep dive. That's why I wanted to know if I get one book, what should I get, right? Because I wanted to buy all 20 that I was finding. And I'll just close with the fact that yesterday I was able to already pay this forward with a client that I've been working with who has struggled with his alcoholism for 15 years, and he just had another relapse. He had been able to abstain for 7 years, and he relapsed 3 weeks ago again. And just like the divine spiritual life that I believe in, at the end of our session yesterday, he goes, Allison, I've told you many times, I think I have an eating disorder, because he doesn't eat until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I told him to look up pylorrhea, and you should have seen him. Like he did just like I did Monday. Like, it's like, okay, bye. He has a degree in biology. So I'm like, you're going to be able to teach me about this stuff, because I really don't like science. So that, to me, this is, I could tell you guys so many things, but when Jolene says that we're missing shit, I am a testimonial right here and now. You can go to AA all you want from 25 to 58 and not have 3 days in a row where you're hungry for breakfast. And it affects the rest of I know how to eat right. I'm an exerciser. I do the cardio. I'm like your high achieving woman, right? And I have been suffering in silence on a daily basis because I didn't have enough zinc. I think so far, who knows, but all I know is I am paying attention to what is going on, and I can't drink as much coffee. So with the zinc, I can't even finish my first cup of coffee, and I usually drank 2. That's how sensitive my stomach is to the zinc in the morning. And I'm running to the avocados and the oatmeal and the nourishment now, like I've wanted my entire life.
Beautiful.
It's profound. It's truly profound. And I just didn't know. Again, so much of my journey through this whole life has been about, as soon as I had the awareness, I could do something about it, right? I'm a problem solver. AA is about, we have a problem, AA gives us a solution. I know how that solution works. I haven't known how this solution works. So I'm beyond grateful this morning.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you for that.
That's great.
Clients, I really give 1 to 3 action steps. People, I don't load people up with 18 things. People don't want that. They want 1 to 3 things that work, that like give a effect, like Allison noticed the last 3 days. It worked.
Yes.
She got this effect. That's all people want. And just by having, you've had that embodied experience yourself, you have a tool, you have, you know, something, kind of your list that I'm really going to pack you guys with here, you know, in this training. But then it's like, you know, as you're talking with a client, like Allison said, when she heard this on Monday, like something in her just, that's the body saying, this is it, green light. And your client's going to do the same thing when you're having conversations. They're going to be like, wait a minute, that sounds really interesting. Wait a minute. And then, you know, like if I were working with Allison one-on-one, I mean, that podcast that I gave to you guys, you can send that to a client. You know, Allison, your client, you talk to you, so you can send him that client. So you were asking that kind of in the group too, of like, am I, you know, the expert in like we're not diagnosing anything, but as in coaching, we're sharing resources, and people want resources. They want data, they want information. So send them a link to something to listen to. And I'll say, do you more like to listen to things? Do you like video? Do you like reading? So I'm always asking, like, I keep dialing it down. And some people are like, just give it all to me. Some people are like, I actually really like listening to stuff when I'm on the go. So then I'll send them stuff they can listen to. So always like, what do you know about yourself? What's your preference? You know, some people like salty food. Some people like spicy food. Some people like to listen to stuff. Some people don't want to do the nutrition. They've done 20 years of disordered food, and they're like, I want to keep my mind in another place. But they'll tell you, and people want resources, and they want very specific resources. But what we both want as the coach and as the client is an effect like Allison got.
Okay.
I feel like a new woman. Like I watched a movie last night and I didn't crave carbs. That is like a breakthrough for me. Like I'm going for popcorn. I'm going for some chips. I'm just like obsessing. I'm not enjoying the movie because I'm like obsessing, and I'm like, what? I'm not emotionally eating here. Am I bored? No, I'm watching a Golden Globe nominee. And I could just sit in my skin, in my body, in this place of ease and comfort that I have been craving since I was a little girl. And the last 3 evenings have felt that way.
Brilliant. How lovely.
It's profound.
Yes.
It's the missing piece. Jolene I can leave now and get my money's worth, right? I'm serious. I've been struggling with, and it's caused disordered eating, the binging, the restriction the next day, the beating up, the cyclic, you know, all the, it just affects everything in your life. It affects my sex drive. It affects how I feel about myself, my worth, my self-esteem, how I feel about myself. When I've overeaten for 3 days in a row and I feel like crap, you know, it's like I haven't been able to be my best self. And now to be able to help clients with this. So it's like this, I'm already figuring out how to integrate this, and I want to use some expertise. Like I'm already thinking about the way I work with clients, giving them 1 to 2 sessions with the professionals like Jolene, Evelyn, you know, the practitioners that I'm already looking up, who's in this, in my neck of the woods so that I want them to get the blood work done. I want them to do the deep dive. I don't want to pretend that what worked for me is what they need just because it's been so profound for me. I want them to go and figure it out for themselves if that interests them. So that's how I'm going to already incorporate this into the way I coach.
Thank you so much, Allison. I'm going to go back and see if I can clip that video and put up your testament. Thank you. And yes,
I will write you something if you need it, or I'll do a video for you. Trust, I'm here for you, Jolie.
It's beautiful. Thank you. And I'll just little